Let me break your back. Let me bear you back. Oh, Gremo.
If it's up to me, you're ready to roll.
Oh. And it is up to you. Hi, I'm Petra HD.
And I'm Plastica Dynasty.
And prepare to see beneath the wig,
under the tuck,
and be behind the concealer. So in this episode, we're gonna be talking about costumes.
It is not a coincidence that we look like this. In fact, we're wearing both of our own creations.
Yes.
I made this little thing, and Petra made this little thing.
It's a bit ruffled up because like I had this on my performance for Valentine's Day where I poured blood on me, on my face. So she's kind of destroyed, but you know what? I managed to kind of salvage it up, I think. She could use a bit of reconstruction, but you know what? Zakoga dobre.
Yes, so costumes, and all about costumes. You know, drag, visuals, costumes. Where does this come from? How do we always look so stunning? Because like, you know what? It's not like we're wearing everyday clothing for the store. I mean, sure, you know what I mean? But things look different and things feel different, and it is crucial, as we've talked before, about how you want to look like and what you want to present to actually do it. How do we do it, Petra?
So when we first started, we got our costumes, and I use that term loosely, in secondhand stores.
Yep.
Because we were like, well, let's do drag.
Yeah, let's do drag.
And then we went to secondhand stores and the cheap, trashy ones, and we were like, oh, look at this shirt, look at this dress, stunning.
Oh, look, it's a dress. Let's buy it.
Yes.
It's gonna look stunning. It's fully just like the ugliest gray
ugliest.
dress. We've actually mentioned that gray dress before. You literally start from scratch. You know, all of a sudden you're dressing up as a woman and you need to wear all these like women clothes and this and that. So we always kept buying more and more and more.
Yeah, because we always wanted to like kind of prove ourselves in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't want to like repeat outfits or whatever, because we
Definitely.
wanted to like always step it up. So like for example, the first time we would go and buy like 5 shirts or like 5 dresses, and then we would wear one of those that looked decent. And then for the next time, we would again go out and buy 7 more shirts.
7 more shirts,
and 7
yeah.
more dresses, and then wear one of them that looked okay, and never wore anything else.
Even that's a loose term, but yes,
That's a
it looked
stretch.
okay. It's like
Yeah.
come dobre, but like
Yeah.
literally in a literal form. Do buy vintage clothes. Waste is a big problem in the fashion world. So this is like a method of like recycling and passing on the outfits and kind of reducing the waste. The second-hand shops here in Ljubljana Beach, they have like the great deals where like I think like for a couple of days in the month randomly based on their schedules I guess they have like everything for 50 cents. And Beach of course is young drag queens, everything is 50 cents, let's buy everything.
And like the walk-in closet started becoming literally a Pandora box, as we
Yes.
started calling it.
Yeah.
It was impossible to find anything, and we realized, you know what? These clothes are kind of garbage, mama. And we could do so much more if we just kind of used smaller things, like jewels or crystals or
And
like
yes,
just like
yeah.
fabric, or like cut up the old dresses that we have and make them into something that's actually gonna, first off, look how we want it to look. Second of all,
Yes.
it's gonna be something that we made.
Exactly.
So even if it looks bad, it's your creation and you learn something from it, and then you like kind of like can step it up the next time.
Definitely.
You know?
I remember the first thing that I made, it was the headpiece for this like
Plastic Saints.
Plastic Saints performance that we had. And I remember the feeling of like I fully finished it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. And like then I glued some like plastic bags to the dress. It also looked very gorgeous, but it was that feeling of making your own thing and then wearing it that basically was a transcendental experience.
Yeah.
Because it kind of like, as you're working on the headpiece, you're kind of mentally working on your drag character for the night and like your role and your performance. Because as I'm shaping the headpiece, I fully see the character also like visually in front of me come to life.
I remember like the first time that I made something, it was like in September. I had this like body, and I just like I took rope and tie-dyed them. I'm not a very like visual person. You are a very visual person. You're like, you know what you want,
Yeah.
exactly how you want it to look, and you know what you need to get to make that final look.
Yeah.
I was kind of very much struggling with this because I had this idea, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy these ropes and I'm gonna tie-dye them, great. Then I'm gonna glue them on, but like in this process, I would just kind of get lost. But you know what? Even that was a great learning experience because
Yeah.
if I haven't even tried, I would never
Definitely.
learn anything, you know?
Because you do have a very spontaneous approach. While on the side, I'm fully stressing out. And I'm like, okay, this is how it will look like. This is how it has to look like. How do I get to this point? Literally, 5 minutes before the performance, I'm there like gluing things down because we can't sew.
Yeah.
We cannot sew. We don't have a sewing machine. We are not in that world. We are very much the glue gun queens.
Yes.
That we're the witches, and the glue gun is our one. We're just like pew pew pew. Oh. Then this comes out. Like I just bought this random blue dress in like the secondhand store that we talked about, fully €3, just like a €3 dress. I had a vision. I was like, okay, I want like a very nice caged skirt. So I made like a hoop skirt for it using some random metal rings that I found in the local art shop. And then I glued that beneath the skirt, worked out nicely. I knew that I wanted something with buttons because one of my favorite runways in RuPaul's Drag Race is buttons and bows. And I was okay, I wanted blue, I wanted
Buttons
pink.
and bows.
And then I was like, well, such a big skirt needs to be balanced out with big shoulders and like a nice sleeve moment. So I made this out of a scarf. I made like 2 pillows. I tried to follow a pattern for like the sleeves, you know, the sewing patterns for sleeves. It fully didn't work out. So I just like made like 2 pillows with this, put some stuffing in it. Then again, it's important to mention that like once you're making your own outfits by gluing them, blah blah blah, they are going to be uncomfortable. They are going to be sometimes inconvenient to wear. Like for instance, if I do this, see,
Yep.
it fully goes down. But everything is manageable because you can just like grab a string or something and tie it from the back. It's very much how creative you are and like not even
resourceful.
visually and resourceful.
Because I feel like you always had a very clear vision of what the end product is gonna look like, right?
Yes.
For me,
Yes.
it was very much, I had no idea how this is gonna turn out. I was just like, okay, I have this and I have this. Let's just do something with it and hope it turns out. Usually it didn't. Like the first costume that I was kind of like happy with was the flower jumpsuit that I made. That I wore
Oh,
in
that's
the-
so pretty.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous and it's iconic.
And like, I just remember we had this white jumpsuit, and I was like, what if I just cover it with flowers and like make a cape? Like a very simple execution because
Yeah.
that's what I know that I can pull off, right? So just like I bought a bunch of plastic flowers from Teddy, a bunch of leaves, and I bought fabric, white fabric, and this other gorgeous like black with golden roses embedded in
Baroque
it.
style. Oh, no.
Yes.
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous print.
And I just cut out the white fabric and cut out the golden black fabric, lined it with a golden what's the word, like little strip,
Like a
thingy,
strip. Yeah.
outlined it so it has like a nice frame, glued a bunch of shit on, a bunch of flowers on. It's very that you mentioned like uncomfortable, like I can barely fit in it because it is glued. The outfit doesn't really stretch anymore, right?
Nope.
So getting into it requires at least 2 people. But you know what? It looks stunning, and that's the first time. That's the first time I actually made something that I was like, okay, this is fucking amazing. And it took me like a year to get to that point.
Once you start doing this, you kind of also refine your own taste. And as we said, we glue our outfits, so you also have to be very mindful of the possibilities that you have with just gluing. You know what I mean? Because if you can't like basically, like I would love to make some very big ruffle because I love ruffles, as you've seen by the one shirt I've been wearing with the other outfits. I love ruffles, but like, you can't really make a ruffle out of gluing. So that's our next step. There are inconveniences that come with but just gluing things down. Like for example, like look, if I lift this up, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like there's fully a hole in here, and like I can very easily just pull out fluff.
Oh no!
I mean, the show is called Behind the Concealer for a reason, and yeah, these things happen, and you know what? It's fine.
Just use
Like, as
wipe
long
off
as
the
they're-
sweat.
As long as you're like creative.
Use something that you already have. Like we mentioned, we had a lot of shit that we already pre-bought and that we never used and never wore. So we just usually took one of those, went to Teddy, bought a lot of like trinkets, crystals,
rhinestones, this
for like
and that.
€1.
Yeah.
Bought a lot of those. Bought a glue gun. Glue guns are like what?
We actually have
€5-6.
3 now, and 2
Yeah.
of them died already.
Like altogether, it's like what, €10?
Yeah.
And a garment or like a base that you already had before.
Yeah.
So the only thing it really like costs is time. But you know what? You have all the time in the world, and drag ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, it might cost €10 and time, but the time is reimbursed into practice and basically fulfilling your vision. But I don't know where I could buy a dress like this. But this is exactly what I imagined that this would look like. And you know what? It's sickening and it's stunning, and it was such a process to make this. I fully had burns all over my hands and this and that. So yeah, this also happens. My button just fell, and yeah, this is a glued outfit, as I said. I mean, let's just like show it nicely, you know. Here it is. This is fully an outfit where like the back is. So yeah, this just fell, and there it goes.
That's another thing that happens. Like when you glue shit, you have to like be aware of things falling off, because that's gonna happen. And it's okay. It's perfectly normal. You just like, if something falls off, you just buy more of it and re-glue it, and it's fine. Storage.
Things fall down, things get unglued. It's important to know how to store these items, because this is a huge dress.
And that's a huge problem actually with us drag queens, because like we live in these apartments that are small. Wait, let me just fix this up, because I have a feeling this is kind of. Or am I losing?
I'm fully eating my own.
You know what? It's whatever. Zakoga dobre. That's a big problem, because like, we have our boy clothes, and then all of these like drag costumes, especially like this and our other costumes, they're big and they're huge and they take a lot of space. And that's honestly kind of what I think we're struggling the most with now. Like this, where do we keep this thing so they do not fall apart?
We're still trying to figure it out. We're using Petra's apartment to kind of store our things. It's the House of Dynasty HQ.
Yes.
Our headquarters, and that's where we keep all these things. So it's the clothes of 3 drag queens stuffed into one small closet.
Yeah.
It's a problem, and we're working on it, and this is important to mention.
Because what I think the problem is, like, okay, we take a day and like we organize everything, and it's all nice and tidy and it's great. And we're like, okay, we have this here, we have that here, wigs are here, shirts are there, skirts are in this area. And then what happens is we are getting ready for a show, and you are looking for something, and of course you're late. And you're like, where's the belt? Where's the gown? Where's the dress?
I'm not leaving without the belt.
Yes. And then you just kind of like, because you're in a hurry, you just keep
Yeah.
like throwing things out. You're like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And then you have to go, and then you go get back, and it's just a whole mess again.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of, it comes with the job.
It does come with the job.
I think this is just how drag works, you know, if it's not your full-time job.
Yeah.
And it's not our full-time job. Like we would fully have gigs where after the gig I would just like go home, have 1 hour of sleep and then go to work. After I come home from work, I'm exhausted. I just want to like lay down in bed, not like tidy up the closet, you know what I mean? 2 days later, new drag show again. Where's everything, you know?
Oh, it's on the ground in that corner, like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
I actually did have a lot of help at the beginning with Matiash Plaszniak. If you don't know Matiash is a very well-known stylist here in Ljubljana. He also designs, and he fully helped me and helped us basically at the beginning, helping us with styling, giving us a stylistic direction, borrowing us things, earrings, jewelry, this and that, fully just helping us get in shape while we were still young and looking questionable, you know? Thank you, Matiash.
Thank you so much. So we have covered our experience with costumes and making stuff. Now let's hear it from our guest, who is a fashion designer himself. And it is the one and the only club kid of the Slovenia's queer scene, Jan Broch! Hey Mitzi!
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Behind the Concealer and our lovely, fabulous little studio we have here.
Kak si Brochi?
Super sem super.
Super, no to lepo słyszę.
I'm assuming busy as a bee.
Ja serio.
Of course.
Panie, kaj je to?
We don't know her either, eto vidiš.
Povej nam Broči, kdo si ti, kaj si ti, zakaj si ti, kdo je ona?
Sem Jan Broč, oseba, ki zna šivati, občasno tudi oblikuje oblačila in kostume.
Wow.
Eto čudiš, kako si to začnel, kdaj je začela ova cela tvoja zgodba, da je konik Jan Brovč?
Trenutek, ko mi je moja mama kupila star ružo, šivalni stroj,
Ruža Baga!
To je bilo super drag ime, Ruža Bagaža.
Ruža Baga Dynasty.
Prvo sem mislil, da je pokvarjena in je
In je bila.
in sem je dal v omaro.
Yes!
Odšla.
In je šla
She had a decorative purpose.
In je bila eno leto v omari in potem v bistvu sem dobil nazaj zagon, da se je spalil poglobim in je začela delati. Ja, tako se je začel. V bistvu na srednji šoli, nekje pri 16, 17.
Kako si pa prišel do tega, da zdaj delaš pač tako oblačila, kot jih delaš zdaj?
Da sem prišel na casual oblačila.
Na casual.
Ja, ne,
Tako čisto za trgovino, za nekaj.
športna eleganca.
Yoga oblekce, to je ta manj za
Za
yoga.
posteljo.
Da,
Za
si.
sproščene nedelje, ne
Ja.
v bistvu. Pol sem po faksu, mislim po srednji šoli, sem pa šel na faks, na tekstilje in oblačila in pa se v bistvu skozi faks, skozi proces, skozi projekte v bistvu nekako sem najdel svojo estetiko in nek svojo pot, kam me nese.
In moram da recim, da tvoja estetika, tvoj pot je it's
Messy.
so unique. Yes, but it's beautiful. It's like the perfect fever dream. Oh no, it's like, okay, oh, it's happening. Oh, did you see this? And everything is happening at once, and it's just such a beautiful blend of all these concepts making one very beautiful concept. How did you come to this very much club kid realness, sort of fully out there?
Ja, v bistvu skozi te projekte ne pač spoznala sem različne artiste, naprimer Liberi iz 80-ih in v bistvu pa nekako skozi njega, ne, to je bil nek prvi ta umetnik, ki sem ga opazil, no, pač, da je obstajal, da še vedno obstaja in v bistvu je njegova estetika me nekako začela voditi v to smer, da sem se začel v te bolj klapki sceno, ne.
Kako bi pa poimenoval svoj stil?
V bistvu ne vem.
Ker pač jaz perfect. Ker tako vedno ko povem nekomu, to je pač Jan Brovč, ne, in pač tako, ne vem, pokažem in so tako, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, ne vem, ampak je tak it's out of this world, ampak je full, jaz res pač kaj takega res nisem še previdela. Res. A nam poveš malo nekaj o tem, o tvoji fashionovi kolekciji?
O zadnji kolekciji, lanska kolekcija.
Da,
Mislim, bila inspiracija so bile te slovenske maškare, ne? Ja, pust. In v bistvu sem izločil neke te tipične slovenske maske in potem sem nekako to ufural, v bistvu ta tekstura, detajli, silhueta sem nekako v bistvu upelo v to kolekcijo, in pol je nastalo nekaj.
To mi je ful zanimivo, kako se nekako skombiniralo tisto tradicionalno, tisto pač, ne, tisto ta staro in pol naredil fucking acid trip out of it. Pač res.
Pač ja, vzel sem nek vzorc, nek tekstilni vzorc, v bistvu sem izhajal iz nekega tega karota, ne, ko so te tradicionalne pač te karo srajce, ne, in pa sem ga v bistvu predelal, mislim, s pomočjo situ tiska, ne, pa v bistvu metražno tiskal. Ja, drugače je tudi to del kolekcije. To je ročna pletenina, čisti kašmir.
108%.
Kašmir.
Da. Kje pa dobiš to blago, kje najdeš te materijale?
V bistvu celotna kolekcija, zadnja kolekcija je bila reciklirana, ni bilo niti metraže uporabljene. Tako da v bistvu so bile stare hlače, stare posteljnine, stare srajce, v bistvu bile se reciklirane. Edino, kar je bilo, so pač bile podloge, ne, za oblačila, ostalo pa vse predelano.
Veliki apel za to, ker waste is a very big problem in the fashion world. Fashion waste it's horrible.
Kaj pa tvoja prva obleka, ki si jo kadarkoli naredil v tem svojem stilu? Pač kako to zgleda, kako si to naredil?
V bistvu, čez vsa ta leta, ne, ko sem začel to delati, je že veliko enih stvari nastalo, ampak v bistvu ena neka taka klapkit verzija, da sem zase naredil, da sem dejansko imel namen s tem ven, ne. Mislim, da kakšne 3 leta nazaj, glih za Zlate Tifanje, za podelitev. Ja. Naredil sem si, predelal sem neke stare čevlje, so bile z neke 30-40 cm platforme.
Bitch,
Narejene so bile iz neke zidarske pene izolacijske.
Ikonično. Šta da recimo na stvarem ikonično?
Zelo buč. Tu pa v bistvu zgoraj sem pa naredil sem si z neko metrov, 20 metrov blaga, sem kupil takrat nek čip. Šel sem v Merkur, po neko izolacijsko cevko, da sem pa v bistvu jo vstavljal v ta blag. In pol je take volumne nasnovi, je pač to creator, ne? Tako da...
She's like crafty queen.
Ne, to je ful čudovito in neverjetno, ker je tak res si pač naredil eno ogromno, čudovito, prelepo zadevo iz ničesar. In tako kako ti sploh spomniš tega?
Ne vem. V bistvu je ful tak klasična oblek. Mislim, v bistvu je zgornji...
Za trgovino, za Mercator.
Za Mercator, da.
Za natržen. Ja, ne pa sem si v bistvu masko naredil z takega bleščička blaga in pa sem dal tako disk okroglo, ki si je pač spinala, ne?
While we're on the topic of club kid realness and this and that, have you also worked with a legendary drag queen, a ne? Gospođo Mleko?
Mleko.
Mrs. Mio?
Polnomastno mleko.
Polnomastno mleko, da.
Zahvale grejo Instagramu in socialnim omrežjem.
Tako.
V bistvu je bila študentska kolekcija, ne? Kjer sem predstavil 4 outfite in pa mi je fotograf Bogdan Stanga mi je pisal na Instagramu iz New Yorka, je v bistvu partner bil od PC Pusija, on je tudi znani ta club kid.
Iconic, da.
Ja,
da.
In mi je pač pisal za collaboration in pa sem pač poslal oblačila, v bistvu sem poslal 3 oblačila, ampak na koncu sta samo 2 bila fotkana. In pa mi en dan piše, da bo mogoče modelka, oziroma ne mogoče, da bo modelka Milky iz RuPaula. Pa sem tako, lepo.
To! Stunning!
Če že more.
Za konc, če imaš kaj povedati našim mladim gledalcem, našim mogoče, če kdo razmišlja o ustvarjanju, o šivanju, kakšen nasvet.
Jo, nasvet. Ustrajaš, tudi če ne znaš mašine uporabljati, greš lepet. Sam da probaš narediti, ja, pač slediš sebi, svoji estetiki in to je to v bistvu. Samo delaš.
Very well put, very well said. Thank you so much for coming and for being a part of this lovely show. Ja, seveda, na nas tudi je čast, please. Make sure to follow Broč on his social media.
Da.
Eto tako, please.
And book him for garments.
Yes.
Prosim.
Da. Book him. Ladies and gentlemen. Broče, hvala ti še enkrat.
Hvala vama.
And
Thank you,
spice up she did.
Da, she fully did. Are we bald queens? No.
No, we're not bald
We're
queens.
not bald queens and this is not a wig.
Yeah, wigs are also a very, very important part of drag.
I feel like wigs are the thing that kind of pulls the look together.
Definitely. A lot of the time, like, I'm just doing my makeup and I'm just like, what is this? You know what I mean? What is this?
Yeah.
And then like I put on the outfit and I'm like, I don't know. And then you put the wig on and it's just like,
Oh.
the moment.
Beach. And it is very important to talk about wigs because I feel like when people want to start doing drag, the first thing to think of is, oh, the wig. I want to see what I'm gonna look like with a wig on.
We bought a lot of shit again and we are here to tell you the tea.
Yeah.
What is a good wig, what is a bad wig. For example, these are 2 great wigs.
These are 2 very good wigs.
And for example, okay, just being very spilling the tea behind the concealer.
Behind the concealer.
This one was 70 euros. This one was 20.
20.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be a wig that is expensive. For example, this wig, we got it from Webster Wigs.
Yeah.
They're truly like, if you want to invest in a wig, go Webster Wigs because they're really quality hair.
Yes.
A quality color, and you can do so much with them. Like this
Yes.
hair, Evie, she was flat, she was big in
Yes.
3 different ways, and like whenever you just like want to do like a different thing, just wash her, brush her nicely, and she's ready to go again.
The thing is, wigs come flat. Wigs come unstyled, and like you really want to kind of style a wig or get it styled, depends on you. We basically style the wigs ourselves. It's mostly me and
Yes.
Petra does some styling as well. And this, I mean, she tried.
I do brushing.
She does.
And
She's
the
the
washing.
best hair brusher ever.
This one was 20 euros. I think I got it from Wish, wish.com. You can find great stuff there, like from the shoes to the wigs,
Yes.
like they had everything. So very highly recommending Wish. The delivery time, it can be like from a month to 4 months, but you know what? They're cheap as fuck.
It's worth it.
20 fucking oysters, you know what I mean?
It's fully
nothing.
worth it. You're gonna check the reviews, check if people are satisfied
Always
with
check the
it.
reviews.
Look at your options and do not be discouraged.
Yeah.
Because like we used to buy our wigs, the first few wigs from like basically the Slovenian version of Party City called Magic Shop.
Magic Shop.
And it wasn't the tea, and we were like, where do these drag queens get these wigs that are so big and look like that? They order them and
Yeah.
then they have it styled.
Literally, my advice is if you want to do drag and if you want to have a wig, don't get it from Magic Shop.
Yeah.
It's not a good investment, it's a
Yes.
waste of money.
Yes.
You're gonna spend 15 or 10 euros for a wig that's not gonna look good, not even the first time, and you can fully throw it in the trash after your night out.
Literally,
You know what I mean?
it's a toss and go.
Yeah,
It's,
you just threw 15 euros into the
in the trash, yeah.
And you could have used those 15 euros to maybe make an outfit and go maybe wigless for the first time.
Or
It's
order a
fine.
wig from Wish.
Yeah,
and
for
then
5
style
euros
it
more.
yourself. Yeah. What is this big wig? Where do
Yeah.
you buy it? You get it styled.
You don't
or
buy
style
it.
Yeah, you don't buy it.
You make it.
Yeah. Watch a YouTube tutorial. There you go.
It's gonna take some time until you get used to the, to the process and everything, but it's gonna look better and you're gonna be more comfortable because again, you're gonna have a wig that looks exactly just how you want it to
That
look.
you made yourself.
Yes, and you're gonna save money.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
It's a wig situation.
Ow!
I think that's enough on wigs.
I think that's enough on costumes.
What wig? What costume? What everything?
This is my skin. This is how I crawled out of my mom's vagina.
This is just my pajama.
Yeah.
Just like wanted to be comfy today. Oh, look, another button is about to fall off. So before the button falls off, thank you all for watching. I think we can close off the episode here. My name is Plastica Dynasty.
I am Petra HD.
And this is Društvo Dih. And thank you for watching Behind the Concealer. Ooh.
We love you guys and we will
love
see
you guys.
in the next episode
Wow.
where we will be talking about the gays.
The gays. And let me tell you, it's gonna be controversial.
You better not miss it.
See ya.
Bye.